Cutting your sales cycle in half sounds pretty impossible, right? But that's exactly what Sandler Trading did with HubSpot. They used Breeze, HubSpot's AI tools, to tailor every customer interaction without losing their personal touch. And the results were pretty incredible. Click-through rates jumped 25%, qualified leads quadrupled, and people spent 3 times longer on their landing pages. You can go to HubSpot.com to see how Breeze can help your business grow. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 10th. I'm John Weigell here with Juliet, Bennett, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. If you haven't heard of Dubai chocolate, you might be in the minority here, I gotta tell you. It's a chocolatey treat layered with pistachio cream and shredded phyllo dough. No wonder it went viral. It sounds delicious, and it is. But how did this chocolatey treat bring about the multiple millions of viewers, buyers, and eventually scammers? We'll get to that in a bit, but first, let's give you the news in business and tech. Starting us off today, Warner Brothers Discovery will split into 2 publicly traded companies. They just can't stop changing things, can they? CEO David Zaslav will continue to oversee one dedicated to streaming and content production, while the current company's CFO will helm the other, focused on traditional TV and assuming most of the company's debt. Oof. During an investor call, Zaslav said the split would allow both companies to be, quote, more agile, more aggressive, and creative in pursuing growth. Next, over to China. Boeing is officially back in China. The plane company just delivered its first plane to China since April of this year. This comes after the Chinese government told airlines not to accept orders from the US-based Boeing. The company is likely pretty happy right now, seeing as China represents about 10% of its order backlog, and they're back in the good graces. Now let's get into some gaming. Switch to who, you may ask? Microsoft is the latest gaming brand to enter the portable gaming industry right now with the new ROG Xbox Ally series. This handheld system is going to allow Xbox users to take their games anywhere, and yes, it will support cloud gaming much like the PlayStation Portal. Next, into AI and film. This is the second and final week of the 3rd annual AI Film Festival, which is exactly what you think it is, and which is predictably getting bigger each and every year. The $15,000 grand prize for the top AI-generated short film has already been awarded to a 9-minute and 28-second existential thinker called Total Pixel Space, though our favorite of the 10 finalists was easily the film that follows a chicken being sent to human prison, seen from the bird's perspective. That's got to be the number one. And finally, Chipotle is releasing a new dip. It's called Adobo Ranch, and it's coming out on July 17th. It's the chain's first new dip since a reformulated queso in 2020, and it caters to, of course, Gen Z, who apparently love putting ranch on everything and drinking a lot of really flavorful sodas. That's just the vibe I've been getting lately. Okay, look, side hustles fail when they consume all of your time. I mean, every single bit of it. The pros, though, work smarter with AI doing all the heavy lifting. To help you out, we just dropped the Side Hustle Accelerator database. You can search your exact problem for your side hustle, grab the perfect prompt, and get results. If you're struggling with marketing, content, and customer service, it's all solved in just seconds. This isn't just another tool, guys. It's your unfair advantage in a spreadsheet. So stop asking AI the wrong questions and start scaling with what actually works. You can get it for free in the link in our show notes, and you can stop right now, actually. Why don't you take a look down at those show notes and tap the link. You don't want to sleep on this. Okay, on to the main story today. Let's start with the obvious question that I totally don't know the answer to because I definitely haven't been on my life's mission trying to recreate this chocolate bar since I had it that one time in Turkey. Juliet, what is Dubai chocolate?
I'm glad you asked. It is a chocolate bar. Although technically, is it a chocolate bar or is it like a flattened pastry? I've heard arguments for both. So it is chocolate stuffed with pistachio cream, tahini, and kunefe, which is a Middle Eastern dessert, which is made with shredded phyllo dough layered with soft cheese and soaked in a sweet syrup.
Wow.
So pretty intense.
Yes, sounds delicious. And it is, I would think, delicious. I've tried it before when I was in Turkey, and they have a ton of dupes there. So the original one has eluded me. We were talking about this before the pod even started. But yeah, the original one, as you told me before, is only available in a specific place. And $10,000 if you can name the place.
Yeah, you can only apparently get the original Dubai chocolate bar in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, according to The Guardian. But that has not stopped people from attempting to recreate it and attempt to create the flavor profile in a number of other products. Everything from a Starbucks hack to a Shake Shack, seasonal shake. Aldi is coming out with an ice cream. It is a hot flavor trend.
Yeah, it's a Dubai chocolate fever over there. And I think in a lot of places around the world because it went viral not too long ago. Can you tell me about how this chocolate kind of got into its fame?
Yeah, so it is not actually that old. It dates back to 2021. Sarah Hamuda was a British Egyptian woman residing in Dubai. She was pregnant at the time and had a craving for this combination of flavors. So she worked with a pastry chef to create a candy bar, which they called Can't Get Kanafe of It, which
I guess maybe can't get kanafe of it, maybe?
Yeah, it's a lot.
See, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it was out there. It was in the ether for a few years. But then there was an influencer, Maria Vihara, who posted a video review in December of 2023 that now has over 122 million views. I watched the video. It is mostly just her eating it. It has a crunch, so it's kind of one of those like ASMR chewing videos.
Satisfying.
Love an ASMR video myself. I don't really love the eating ones, but I get the appeal. I like to watch people whisper soft things and crinkle paper when I'm trying to fall asleep. I get it. So after seeing this video, this thing went crazy. It went totally viral. Everybody was like, I got to get my hands on this chocolate. And now it is just a huge trend. So taste-wise, this is a firm that monitors food trends by analyzing restaurant menus, identified Dubai chocolate as a trend in January 2024, and said that it typically takes 12 to 18 months for a trend to reach supermarket shelves. So basically, we're right on time here.
Oh, yeah.
So we are following what essentially is someone has a pregnancy craving that turns into a chocolate bar, start selling it, and then 2 years later, TikTok sensation goes completely viral. Now we're seeing it everywhere in grocery stores, and we've got fast food restaurants and other types of places attempting to recreate these flavor profiles. And of course, we have people on TikTok attempting to recreate it to make it themselves, which I think you said you did.
Yes. Yeah, I tried to make it myself, me and my wife. It went okay.
Okay.
It was all right. Tempering chocolate is the devil. Never do it. It's horrible. But yeah, it really has taken on a life of its own. And even in other mediums, right? Like you have it started with like the Dubai chocolate, the classic like chocolate bar. But being in other places, like spending some time in the Middle East this past year in December, I was able to find it as a croissant or as like other thing, ice cream. It's really taken on a life of its own. And of course, there are dupes aplenty. But apart from it being absolutely delicious and amazing, why do you think it's gained such traction? I mean, given there are probably dozens, I would think, of kinds of chocolate bars or new candy that come out on the shelves every once in a while, and you don't see them rocketing at the same speed.
Well, I think the most obvious parallel is probably Dominique Ansell's Cronut, which was the viral trend of 2013. There was this one pastry shop that had the Cronut, and then everybody else wanted to have a Cronut.
Right.
And I think there is a similarity here where it's aesthetically appealing. So if you want to put it on your Instagram or you want to do a TikTok video with it, it looks cool. It has a unique texture. There's limited availability. And it's also a novel flavor. I think the first Cronut was like a rose vanilla. So it's not something that you've necessarily had or seen before. It's something that you will want to try. And there's also been a couple other growing trends that link up here. Pistachios being one of them. When I was a kid, I feel like the only pistachio thing I would ever find would be like a gelato or like a flavor in Spumoni or something. Like you didn't see it very often. And now pistachio is everywhere. You can get it in a latte, pretty much any coffee shop you go to.
Right.
Lots of different applications in desserts. There has been a 60% increase in searches for pistachio since 2019, according to a Google Trends analysis, and not just in foods. We're also seeing it in perfumes and candles and other scented things. So if something has pistachio, it's going to have some interest. There's also a growing interest in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cuisines. Kind of sparked, and at least one article I read was talking about how when we were all stuck in our houses for that whole pandemic thing, people, especially in the West, started getting interested in different types of cuisines because they were very bored and cooking. So, it's kind of got all the bells and whistles that something needs to go viral. It's got these interesting flavor combinations that are already trending. Plus, it's aesthetically appealing. It's hard to get. It makes you look really cool if you can find it. And so now it's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
I think the first place I saw it a few months ago, I saw it in a Turkish Delight shop, a shop in Santa Barbara that literally pretty much just sells Turkish Delight. They also have Turkish coffee and baklava, but the big thing is the Turkish Delight. And then all of a sudden they started selling Dubai chocolate. I was there, I want to say last July. I don't think they had it. And then the last time I was there, which was just a few months ago, it was like they had a big sign.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm seeing it just casually walking around. I'm seeing like, come try our Dubai chocolate latte. Come try our Dubai chocolate dessert. So here we are. It's everywhere.
Yep. It is everywhere. And of course, like any product that gets into the limelight, there will be lineups of scammers, lineups of people trying to recreate it and dupes. And all I've had is the dupe because you can't get the original anywhere out of Dubai. I thought I was skirting it because I did have a layover in Qatar and I thought maybe the airport would have something, but it didn't. And the one that it did have was about like $50. So I had to hard pass on that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's so expensive. There's people who are like adding gold leaf in a bag.
Oh my God.
But nuts are kind of expensive to begin with. So pistachios are more expensive.
Right. Pistachios are an expensive nut.
Right.
It all tracks. Yeah, this is just a trend that I'm very happy about. I think all of these flavors are wonderful. However, I would like them to export this outside of Dubai so that I could actually try it.
Well, clearly you're just going to have to go to Dubai.
Not only do I have to pay like $100 for the chocolate, but I got to pay for a flight and lodging. Jeez. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I've heard it's a very affordable city, so I'm sure you'll be just fine.
Sure, I'll be fine. Yeah. All right, that'll do it for us today. Thanks for tuning into the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of HubSpot Media. Our editor is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go sign up at thehustle.co/email, and we will catch you later.